Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to my discussion on a movie that I'd seen yesterday. It's the movie that everybody's talking about right now, which is really surprising to me because I know Terrifier 2 came out recently as well. And it seems like ever since this movie's come out, I've been hearing more about Halloween Ends, which is the film we're talking about today on the stream. I see that Grande's Graveyard's here. What's up, John? How you doing? Grande's Graveyard, how's it going? How's it going? And I've been hearing a lot more about Halloween Ends now, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's overshadowed Terrifier 2, but it's like the controversy surrounding Halloween Ends, I think, is what is setting that trend for it. Also packed with the fact that this is the final one and that people are really buzzing about how it was going to end. What are they going to do with it? How are they going to tie this trilogy together? Technically, it's not a trilogy, though. It's 4 movies. But, Alice Super, how you doing, man? Welcome back. It's been a while since I've seen you. How you doing? Yeah, it's good to hear from you too, John. Welcome. I'm probably going to be making the majority of people mad, though, that join the stream, because my thoughts on this movie are a lot more different than most people's thoughts on this movie. But at the same time, I get it. I'm coming from my point of view, which is split both ways, because after really thinking about that movie, I found things that I loved about it, and then I found things that I absolutely hated about it. And I'm talking about Halloween Ends, the film that I watched last night. And yeah, I mean, it was a film that, this October was very special. I watched from Halloween 1 all the way up till Kills. I actually watched Halloween Kills right before I went and seen Halloween Ends. So I was up to date. The only Halloween movie I didn't watch was H2, which I didn't even really miss much with that movie because I'm really not a fan of it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I know it's on Peacock, but I don't have Peacock right now, so I couldn't watch it on there. I didn't want to buy it again because I'm guaranteeing you this. They're going to release more 4K box sets. They're going to release a box set for the David Gordon Green trilogy, and they're going to release a box set for the Rob Zombie movies too. I see that happening. I really do. And I really don't get why they didn't just include the Rob Zombie movies in that box set. You could have had from Halloween 6 to H2, which wouldn't have been that hard to do because H2 and Rob Zombie's Halloween 1, they've already been on Blu-ray. So really, honestly, all you would have to do is go back and clean it up a little bit and give it a 4K transfer, which really wouldn't be that hard to do. So I really don't get why they didn't just do that instead of stretching it out, because now they're going to release a 4K maybe box set of Rob Zombie's movies, and they're going to release a box set of the David Gordon Green trilogy. So I'm kind of holding off on buying Halloween right now because I know they're going to be coming out with more 4Ks probably next October. So I'm basically just going to give it some time before I decide to go and get some more Halloween movies, which we'll get into a little bit more of do I think they were trying to just make money with this last movie? Was it all for profit? Did they even care about the way they ended the series? We'll get into all that in a second, but just going to let everybody get in here, get all nice and comfy, get something to drink, get something to eat, some snacks. We'll talk about Halloween Ends tonight. That's good. I'm glad. You didn't see Halloween Kills. Honestly, I would recommend the last 2 movies just to see how the story plays out, because it is a really interesting story, and I don't hate the trilogy as much as other people do. I've actually really grown to like it. Back when I had first seen the movies, like Halloween 2018, I was pretty harsh on it for a while. Same with Halloween Kills, but for what they are, they're fun movies. They're not like my favorite Halloween movies. I would still put Halloween 2, 3, 4 above those movies. Although I will piss people off and say that I find these 3 movies better than like H2O and Resurrection. Because to me, these new movies, here's my defense with that. These new movies attempted some new stuff. Whether you want to look at, they homaged in 2018, and people were saying how it was a ripoff of the original Halloween. H2O did homages. Halloween 2 did an homage, technically. Halloween, all the sequels did homages to the original. So I find that a little strange that people would say that, oh, 2018 was just a ripoff of the first movie. I really don't see that. I see it more as a anniversary movie. Let's celebrate Halloween. Let's bring some of the, imagery that you're probably familiar with back, but they didn't completely rip off the first movie. And I was that crowd. I was there. I know I was there. I was saying the same thing for a while. I was like, it's worthless. It's a rip off. It's a cash grab. It's nothing. But now that the story is completed, I think there's a little bit more to this than meets the eye, basically. I liked Halloween H4 when I saw it, but even that one is riddled with flaws. Yeah, like these 3 Halloween movies, I wouldn't say are my top tier favorites. I would put the first 4 miles above these movies. I kind of look at it as they're better than certain movies. Like I would say I like these 3 movies better than H2, probably better than Resurrection and H2O. But I don't know about Halloween 5 and 6. Those are movies that, especially this time around, going back and revisiting, I thoroughly enjoyed Halloween 5 and 6. More than I thought I would. And I know that's a very controversial opinion, but Halloween 5 on 4K, I must say, guys, Halloween 5 on 4K really saved a lot of that movie because it brung out that autumn feel. And what I love about 4K that I didn't even realize for a while is that it broadens your movie. The frame, the picture quality, the colors. It really does bring out that extra detail. And a lot of that movie was opened up through 4K. And I love the shots of the streets and people running around. It's Halloween. It's got the good autumn look to it. It looked beautiful in 4K. So did Halloween 4. They all look great in 4K. That's kind of why I got them in 4K, is because they looked, as this Halloween, they've already looked pretty good as it was, and I wanted to see what they look like in 4K. And it really did broaden those movies up. What's your favorite film of the year so far, horror-wise? Well, I haven't seen a whole lot of horror from this year. I did see, obviously, Halloween Ends. Barbarian, I thought was a pretty fun movie. I really am not up to date with horror. I've mainly been watching Italian stuff. I went back and I watched some Fulci earlier on this year. I watched Demonia. I watched New York Ripper. Those were really good movies. Mainly been going back to the past. I watched The Witch. I watched The Lighthouse. I watched those movies. They're not old, but, they're not this year. I wanted to see Men, but I can't really find it anywhere for a decent price. And I've heard very mixed things on it, and I don't want to pay more than $5 for it because there's been times where I've paid $20 for a movie, and I'm like, it was good, but was it worth $20 though? I don't want that to happen with that movie, basically. So I don't know. A lot of these movies that have been coming out this year either didn't interest me or they're very spaced out and far and in between. Like there's this new movie coming out called Pray for the Devil. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it looks like a cheesy, once again, another one of those possession exorcism movies. For a quick minute, the font they use in that trailer, if you ever seen it, because I see it in the theaters. Well, I didn't see the movie, but I seen the trailer in the theaters. The font they used made me think it was going to be the Exorcist remake for a little bit. I was like, oh God, is this the Exorcist remake? But no, it's called Pray for the Devil. It looks really generic. Halloween 2 is the most well-liked sequel, yet underrated at the same time. Yeah, I mean, when Halloween 2 came out, it didn't get received very well. Actually, barely any of the sequels did, let's be honest. Like, Halloween 3 got massive hate. Halloween 4 got mixed reviews. Halloween 5 got a lot of hate. Halloween 6 got a lot of hate. Halloween Resurrection, the Rob Zombie movies got very mixed opinions. These new movies got very mixed opinions. So, the Halloween franchise has always been really divisive. It's always been like that. And I think it's because it's a franchise that, for some reason, is the hardest to experiment with. And I've noticed this. Like, for me, I've come to accept the different movies. Like, I like Halloween 5. I like Halloween 6. I appreciate the fact that Rob Zombie made his vision. I do think, though, because people say, oh, well, Rob Zombie just remade the John Carpenter movie. I don't think he really wanted to do that, to be fair. I think he was kind of forced to do that by the studio. It was a big hit. So thus they were like, okay, Rob, all right. Here's H2. Do your thing. You have full creative control. You can have Michael Myers. You can do whatever you want with them. You can have him without a mask. You can have him talk. And so Rob Zombie went out and did his own vision. And I do have respect for that. And I find it just very strange that, you know, the fan base, the horror fan base, you know, we're willing to accept change from Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and Child's Play and even Saw. But, like, when it comes to Halloween, it just seems like it's a very restrictive franchise where you stray too far away, it becomes stupid. It becomes goofy. It becomes lame. And it's a very hard franchise to get right because even Halloween 2, I love Halloween 2 to death. There are some things that kind of bother me about it sometimes when I watch it. But I wouldn't say it devalues the movie at all. Halloween 2 is still a fabulous sequel. I think it's the best sequel in the series. I think Halloween 4 is a close third. I think Halloween 4 does a lot of things right as well. And the Halloween 3, I would say it's one of the better ones. Like the first 4 to me are fantastic movies. I have really no issue with any of them. Maybe a few things here and there. But I know a lot of the fans hate Halloween 2, especially now that this new trilogy is out. People going, oh my God, Halloween 2 sucks so bad. And this is the real sequels. I'm sorry. Halloween 2 beats out 2018 Kills and Ends any day of the week. I'm sorry. Halloween 4 beats out Halloween 2018 Kills and Ends any day of the week. So I will sit here and defend a little bit the newer movies, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the Halloween 2 is, it sucks, everything like that. And no, Halloween 2 is miles upon miles better. I think what it is that I enjoy these new movies as slasher movies. They're good slasher movies. They're fun. They're fun slashers. But I think that for us to, devalue Halloween 2 and 4 and say all the sequels suck now is kind of ridiculous, Didn't like how much the first new film retconned it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they felt like they had to, though, because the timeline of Halloween is a mess. And so to try to pick up after see, for me, what I would do, pick it up after Halloween 4 and do an alternate H2O where Michael Myers comes back, do the anniversary thing, mention Danielle Harris, mention Jamie Lloyd, how she killed her stepmom, but bring Jamie Lee Curtis back and say that she faked her death. Basically do an alternate H2O and call it H4O. I wouldn't call it H4O, but it would be like an H2O thing where let's go back to the basics. Let's have Michael after Laurie, That's how I would have done it. Because Halloween 4 to me is the end of that original storyline. It really is. Because Halloween 5 is the movie that introduced Thorn, that introduced the tattoos and the possible brother of Michael Myers, all that stuff. Yeah, I agree, Super. Don't understand how that works. It's the best sequel, but it also doesn't get enough love. Yeah, it's a very weird thing because Halloween 2, I think what it is that it has a cult following. And I think also what it is that it's a sequel to, you guys got to understand, Halloween 2 had to follow up the original. That is a very, very tall order to follow because the original movie is considered a masterpiece, one of the most perfect horror films ever made. And, I agree with that. I think John Carpenter's Halloween, to this day, I still don't think it's been touched from the sequels. There's not a movie that, to me, has outbeat the original Halloween. However, Halloween 2 and 4 are fantastic sequels that I think come as close as you can to the original and that magic and that style and that the suspense stuff for the original movie. I think that Halloween 2 and 4 are two sequels that get as close as you can get to the original movie. That's for sure. But it is very strange because I'll listen to people say they hate Halloween 2. They say it's boring. They don't like Dick Warlock. They don't like how slow it is. I don't get that. I will say, am I the biggest Dick Warlock fan? I'm not sure. He was a very stiff Michael Myers. He's a great guy. Really nice guy. But sometimes I get people mean when they say that. They're just like, yeah, he is a bit of a slower Michael Myers, more robotic type stuff. Against the new movies more. Yeah, especially since this movie came out. Now the whole fan base hates these new movies. I don't know. The Halloween fan base, to me, sometimes it's freaking weird, man. Because when H2O came out, then Halloween 4, 5, and 6 were trashed. And then when Rob Zombie's movies came out, you had a part of the fan base that were trashing on all the older movies. And now these newer movies are coming out and people are trashing on all the old movies. Like, I'm just over here like, guys, why can't we love them all? It's not like we don't have to be like, oh, freaking divide up the fan base. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. I love the Rob Zombie stuff sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I can deal with the first one. I think the new trilogy is fun. I love the original stuff. I don't like H2O, though. I will stand by that. People asking me, do I like the newer ones better than H2O? I can name a million reasons why I like the newer ones better. Although I will give H2O this. H2O had a better fucking finale than Ends. Halloween Ends had one of the worst, possibly the worst ending in all of the Halloween movies. And I said it because it is one of the most stupid. I was sitting in the theater during that ending, and Colton, the guy, is here. He was with me when I went to that movie and seen it in the theater. I was fine with it all the way up until that ending. And that ending shook me so bad that they literally had the cops take Michael Myers, tie him to the top of the car, and just ride him around through the neighborhood. And I was just like, oh God, just end this movie already, man, because it was bad. Because it's like, why is this happening? That felt so out of place, and it didn't need to be there. And that was really the thing in the movie that pissed me off. That I was like, are you serious? Because that fight wasn't even that long anyways between Laurie and Michael. She basically kicked Michael Myers' ass. And I'm just like, okay, that's what you built up? I don't know. The ending was very stupid. They could have been a really cool ending. I had an idea for how they should have ended it. To me, how I would have ended it, Michael versus Laurie with two kitchen knives, kitchen knife versus kitchen knife. They're stabbing each other. They're bleeding. They're both laying there. They're about to die. But Michael, of course, is immortal, so he gets back up. He's getting ready to kill Laurie. Laurie's kind of at that point accepting her fate. She's, staring death in the face, and if she's not scared, and the granddaughter comes in with an axe and cuts off Michael Myers' head just like H2O. And you see the head fall down, and she grabs the mask and holds the mask like a trophy, like she's the new final girl, basically. And Laurie passes away. She bleeds out. The granddaughter's there. Corey is there. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert for all this fucking movie. I know I just mentioned a name. That's a pretty big spoiler. But if you haven't seen Halloween Ends yet, spoiler alert for this stream. You have to see it before you watch the stream, which I imagine we all have. But if you haven't, it's on Peacock. It's in theaters. Go see it now. But yeah, I would have had the granddaughter grab the axe and come in and chop his head off. That's all you needed. And then for the movie to end with that classic Halloween theme song like H2O, a callback to H2O, it would have made fans happy because, hey, it has an H2O ending. The real H2O ending, because she grabs the mask, takes it off, and it actually is Michael. It's none of that bullshit that Resurrection did, where, oh, he swapped out bodies, and she actually cut off the head of a paramedic. Oh, what? But that's how I would have ended it. It would have been a callback to H2O. Halloween H40 got worse reviews later on. Kills got universally trashed, and Ends is the most hated of the three. Yeah. Yeah, the fans are really upset with, especially Halloween Ends. No. I understand. Halloween 2 for a while was my favorite, so I completely get that. Halloween 2 is a fucking great sequel. How's it going, Colt? How you doing? Met Dirk Warlock. He was really cool. Halloween 2 forever the best in the series. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I don't hate him as Michael Myers. I'm just more of a George P. Wilbur fan. It's a personal thing, like personal preference thing. I like George P. Wilbur's presence and, you know, how big of a dude he was. But Dick Warlock is a legendary stuntman, great guy. I've seen plenty of interviews, and I got all the respect in the world for him. Halloween fans are weird. I try and love them all. Yeah, it's very weird because now all those fans that love this trilogy are now like, oh no, this trilogy sucks. Now the only good one is the first one. I'm like, y'all are so fake. Sorry, but sometimes not all of the Halloween fans. Let me put that out there. Not all of the Halloween fans are. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is these fans that sat here and loved these movies all this time, and now that this new one comes out that's a little bit different, now they're like, oh, I hate Halloween Kills and Ends and they're in 2018. I hate them. The only good one's the first one. Those are the same people that hate on Halloween 2 and said that 2018 was the better sequel and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. I don't get that. That to me is like, what do you mean? You sat there the whole time and supported it, and now that this one movie comes out, you're like, oh, now I hate these movies. It's like, bro, you can still watch 2018 if you don't like this, you know? The fan base liked 2018 and Kills. This movie did something different, and the fan base freaked. I'm the smallest minority. I think they were all trash with this new trilogy. Not a very small minority, though, because there are a lot of people that did not like this trilogy, and I was one of them for a while. For me, it's more of a I've watched them so many times that I've come to accept them, and you know they are what they are. And to me, they're fun, they're entertaining, and that's the thing that matters the most to me is they're entertaining and fun. Are they to me the true sequels? No, the true sequels to me is Halloween 2 and 4, at least for the Michael Myers storyline. Anyways, Halloween Ends. I already saw. The murderer of Haddonfield, the best villain of Halloween, is no more. Randy Rules. How you doing? Is it Randy Rules or Rise? How you doing? I don't think I've seen you on this chat before, but how you doing? Yeah, it's over. It is over. And it is over. For all those people that are saying that it's not over, it's over. I've heard some fan theories that could happen, but as far as Michael Myers goes, that man's a pile of hamburger meat, okay? They ain't gonna make any more sequels. I know a lot of the fans are like, oh, they'll make more sequels, man. He's a pile of meat, man. He's a pile of hamburger meat. He got murdered and basically by the whole town. And yeah, there is no more Michael Myers. Corey's dead. So I just don't get people are saying, oh no, they're gonna make more sequels. How? Everybody's dead. Or everybody ain't gonna come back for that sequel, I guarantee. The ending was not for me. Yeah, same here. Uh-oh. Oh, my bad. Well, damn, I feel like a dick. I'm so sorry I just spoiled that, but damn. Wow. I am so sorry, Alex and Super. I feel like an asshole now. Do go see it though. Do go see it. Still, go see it. Granddaughter is a bad character. Dude, she was absolutely useless in this new movie. All the granddaughter did in this movie was complain to her grandma, lash out at Laurie for no reason, flirt really fast with this Corey Cunningham character. Like, immediately she meets Corey Cunningham, and she instantly falls in love with him. And I didn't get that. I really do think there are problems with this Halloween Ends movie. Though I liked it, though I enjoyed it, we will get into my problems because I do have problems with this new movie. There were times where I was sitting in that theater and I was cringing, and I was just like, "Oh man, that did not work." But yeah, we'll get more into that. Yeah, she just is a character that was kind of useless in this new movie. She didn't even really have an arc other than she wanted to leave Haddonfield, which she could have done already. I don't really know, why she hasn't. Colton is telling me to check my phone. Check my phone for what? What do you do? Yeah, I will add you in here in a second, Colt. I'm going to be sending the link out later on the stream so anybody can join. But I'll be putting a link out there in a little bit. I'm just kind of going to go solo for a little bit, discuss it real quick, and then I'll throw a link out there for anybody to join. And we'll chat for a while and have a chill Sunday night. Notice Michael Myers, who got grinded to death. Yeah, basically. Yeah, he's a pile of hamburger meat now. I've been meaning to watch Season of the Witch, but I haven't had time yet. Dang, Alice and Super, you got to watch 3. I will not spoil that movie for you because that is a great movie. Yeah, basically. Let me ask, though, theoretically, they could continue the series with Corey as the antagonist couldn't. That's, to me, why they did this movie the way they did. Well, they could have, but Corey is a human. So, personally, for me, I don't see Corey coming back. Should they have kept him alive? Personally, I say yes. Because even though you've ended the Halloween Michael Myers story, you could have told a new one with Corey and could have made sort of a Halloween spinoff. And that would have been interesting. It was new. I like that. Halloween, a new beginning. R-U-I-Z and hamburger meat. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about that. I will not try to say any more I'll warn you though, Alaskan. This is a spoiler talk, so it's gonna be really hard for me to not talk about spoilers in this. Because I'm wanting to mention some things in this stream, and a lot of those things are definite spoilers. So I'm giving you a heads up here. I'm giving everybody that's here right now a heads up. Actually, I'll make that my banner real quick. Just so that everybody that joins, just know we are doing spoilers for this. Because it'd be kind of impossible for me not to. Because there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about here. God damn it. Where's my banners? Oh, there they are. I'm going to make a new banner. Spoiler. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to type this out and read at the same time. Okay, cool. There we go. Spoilers starting now. And they've already started, but I'm throwing that out there. Yeah. There's actually a theory that I've heard that she might be pregnant with Corey's baby. And that if they make another movie, which they probably won't now, because honestly, Halloween Ends kind of bombed. It cost, I don't know how much it cost. Like, probably around $50 million, $30 million, somewhere around there. And I think it only made that back. So far it's a bomb. But here's the thing that I don't get. You guys released the movie in theaters, and then you release it on Peacock the same day. Blumhouse, what are you doing? I don't get why you would do that. Does Disney do that? No. MCU doesn't do that. MCU releases it in the theaters first, and then they put it on the streaming services. Y'all put them on both. So thus people are going to go, oh, I can pay for Peacock and see it at my house, not have to worry about going to the theater. Or I can pay more money and go to the theater and watch it. Bro, y'all should have known the common audience is going to go, I'm just going to watch it at home. I'm not going to pay for that. That's probably how half the people have seen it, is by watching on Peacock. And that subscription to Peacock doesn't just go to Halloween Ends, obviously. It gets split amongst the whole thing. So Halloween Ends right now is making very little money. And it's honestly their fault, because why would you do that? Now everybody's going to watch it on Peacock. It's going to get a lot of streams, but it ain't going to be in the theaters and making money, because why would people do that? Other than like the really hardcore Halloween fans like me, who was like, fuck that. I'm not going to watch it on my TV. I'm going to go there. I want to pay. I paid money to see this movie, guys. I paid to go see this movie. And so thus there are things that I'm very passionate about that I'm really upset this movie for. There are things there, guys. We'll get to it. There are things that really made me mad about this movie, that I was sitting in the theater and I'm like, that was horrible. That was awful. It did not work. The other half of me was sitting in the theater going, I like that. That was new. That was interesting. That was done well. So it's a very polarizing film. It's a film that made me feel anger, rage, sadness, shock, happiness a little bit, that slasher feeling of seeing the awesome kills. It was like every emotion. The Loomis ripoff was the worst character in the first movie. Yeah, she even says, "You're the new Loomis." Bobby Reynolds, how's it going? I don't think I've seen you before, but how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. I watched Black Phone again. So good. Great movie. I've been hearing about that. I've heard about them wanting to make a new Jason and Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I mean, Jason's gonna be really easy to get right. So, and Nightmare on Elm Street, personally for me, I'm wanting to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street. But then again, I get it, guys. I get it. I'm wanting them to stop making reboots too. But at the same time, there are some that I do think are interesting that I wouldn't mind at least giving a chance. If I was doing this film, I'd remove the love story and the friendship story and have Corey would be the first killer that Michael fought. Yeah, I mean, this movie went in a direction that I didn't think it would go in, because I did have some theories that there would be an imposter Michael Myers, and I did guess that it would have been Corey, but the way it ended was not what I expected. I was expecting a more triumphant, epic ending, a more of an ending that answered some questions, because here's the thing. Halloween Kills established so much stuff that Halloween Ends didn't even mention. The whole plot line of Michael Myers going to his house, looking out the window, looking into his reflection. Even Karen sees something in the window. She goes up there, gets killed. So why did that happen? Why the flashbacks to that sheriff guy if you're not even going to do anything with it? Why introduce all that stuff and do nothing with it? That was what also made me a little bit upset. Yeah. Oh, God. The cringe. Oh, shoot. You were on the Zero Cool stream. Okay. Yeah, I remember you. It's been a minute. I don't think I've seen you on this stream before, so it threw me off a little bit. But how you doing? Yeah. I mean, the trailers, man, and honestly, the marketing in this movie, the marketing gave a lot away with this film. But I want to get into this movie real quick, because I've been talking my head off, talking y'all's head off for a while, and I want to get into sort of positives, negatives, and my overall thoughts on the film and the final verdict of the movie. Was it good? Was it bad? I want to get the bad stuff out of the way first. Number one, the worst ending in Halloween movies. Sorry. I know it has finality, or however you, I don't know why I can't say that word. I know it has a resolution. Michael Myers, We all know what happens at the end of the movie. But I would rather take the Halloween 5 ending over that. Or Halloween 6 ending with magic stones. Magic stones stopping Michael Myers. I would rather take that. I would rather take the Rob Zombie movies endings over that. I don't even like the Halloween Kills ending, but I would rather have that ending than what happened at the end of Halloween Ends. And that was the thing that really made me split with this movie, is that ending, because you have Laurie fighting Michael, and it's not really much of a spoiler. We all know it was going to happen, but the fight was kind of weak. It lasted for about 2 minutes. Laurie kicked his ass, just like everybody else in this movie kicks Michael Myers' ass, and I don't know if I like that. Think about it. Think about how many people in this movie kicked Michael's ass. Think about Halloween Kills, though, how he was killing an entire town of Haddonfield. Then you fast forward this movie and everybody's kicking his ass. That was a weird thing in this movie that I thought, wow, you know. But the main problem for me was the ending. The ending was terrible. There was a lot of times where we strayed away from Michael Myers a lot and focused on Corey Cunningham. And there were times where I was like sitting there, I'm like, okay, I get it, I get it. It's a new character. Can we get back to Michael Myers now? That's why I came here. I get it what you're doing, but let's get back to Michael Myers now. Another problem. Michael Myers needs to be in this movie more. He was not in this movie a lot and didn't have a whole lot of screen time, which, was a little bit, it's Halloween Ends. We wanted to see Michael Myers, basically. The way they handled the Corey character at the end, I thought was a pretty big misstep. A lot of the acting, and good God, the side characters, man. Everybody blaming Laurie Strode. Why? Why are they blaming Laurie Strode? That makes 0 sense. Why is this chick that got stabbed in the neck with a light tube alive still? Makes 0 sense. Why is Corey going crazy so fast? Makes no sense. This movie really should have had a little bit more time to develop this stuff. And it's almost a 2-hour long movie. But you're just looking at certain things. You're like, why are these characters, all these side characters are just really nasty, disgusting people that talk trash to the whole, like, Laurie and Corey, and this cringe dialogue of people going up like, oh, you're the girl that survived Michael Myers. You're the freak, and he's the psycho. And it's just like these stupid characters, generic bully characters. One with the freaking mullet. Someone said the Billy Ray Cyrus mullet, which is fucking great. Some goofy ass dialogue, goofy ass shit, really cringe shit sometimes that I was just like, oh God, that dialogue did not. Nope, that was a homeless guy out of nowhere saying, "Oh, I'm Michael Myers and I'm gonna stab you." Like, what was that? People that watched that movie, what was that? Why is there people coming up to Laurie Strode saying, "You're the reason why Michael Myers escaped. You teased him." How? How did she do that? Explain to me, movie, why people are mad at Laurie Strode. When it was Tommy Doyle who led that riot thing, that whole group of people, evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Remember that Halloween Kills? That was Tommy Doyle. He even says in the movie he fucked up. Why do you think he says that? Because he knows it's his fault. Why is Laurie being blamed for that? Why? It is a big plot hole. Why is there no closure to the sheriff character when in the previous movie you had flashbacks to the 78 movie? Why did you have the flashbacks if it doesn't even get brung up in this movie? No more added to that. No more added to the whole him looking out the window storyline. Why? Why is there a carving of Michael Myers' mask in the sewer on the wall? Did Michael Myers do that? Did he get bored? Was he in there for 3 years and said, I'm going to pick up a hobby. I'm going to get this chisel and I'm going to start carving out statues. Is that what Michael Myers is doing? Why is there a mask engraved into the wall? Did Michael do it? If he did, how? He only has a kitchen knife. How is he going to engrave a mask? A perfect mask, by the way. A mask that's chiseled finely and sanded down and looks great, not edged up at all. A really fantastic sculpture. That was great. Michael Myers is one of the most talented sculptors I've ever seen. He could sculpt a perfect mask out of a kitchen knife that's all rusted and destroyed. He can chisel a Halloween Michael Myers mask into the fucking wall. Wow. That's the stuff that really got to me in this movie. The stuff that I was like, oh, God, like, come on, man, that doesn't work. Laurie Strode, what was she doing in this movie? Why is she having dialogue like, sometimes, you just got to show your tits to fate? Why did she say that? Why did Laurie Strode say that? Why is Laurie Strode talking about cherry blossoms with the sheriff character? Why? Why are they awkward? Why are they awkward? They've had the past 2 movies. They were talking to each other. Perfectly fine. Now in this movie, it's, oh, hey, how's it going, Laurie? Oh, it's going good. How are you doing? Like it's some Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy dialogue from Amazing Spider-Man. Why? These are the questions I have. Why is Laurie Strode? Oh yeah, I gotta mention this one too. Why is Laurie Strode over here like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself? Why? Why are you not upset that your daughter got killed by Michael Myers in the last movie, but then in 2018, you are going through trauma for 40 years? 40 years that meant nothing, Laurie. Congratulations. You wasted 40 years of your life when Michael Myers didn't even care about you. He didn't give a crap about you. He didn't even acknowledge you were there. So imagine if that doctor never drove Michael Myers to her house. She would have sat the whole movie in her house with a bunch of shotguns and rifles for no reason. Michael would have been like, I'm not going there. I don't know who she is. God, man. And then, like, you have Laurie Strode say, I'm going to kill myself. Why? And why is she not more upset that her daughter got killed by Michael Myers in the last movie? And why did Halloween Kills end with her and the extended cut ending, grabbing the knife, walking off, and then this movie cut 3 or 4 years into the future? Why? Why do that? I want people to answer me that question, because there are people that do defend that stuff. And I'm like, if y'all can find the logic there, please tell me. Because Laurie Strode in this movie is happy. She's making pies. She's typing out her book. She's doing all this stuff after her daughter got killed by Michael Myers. But a few of her friends getting killed by Michael Myers in the first movie, that set her down to 40 years of trauma because of her friends. But her daughter gets killed in this movie. She's fine and dandy. She's making pies and talking and fine. Like, damn, I guess she really didn't care about Karen. I guess she read the reviews too. She's like, yeah, I read the reviews for Karen. I guess I don't like her either. I don't know what's going on here. That stuff made me mad. But let's get past all that negative energy. And I want to get into the good stuff, because there is good stuff in this movie. Number one, this movie is one of the best shot Halloween movies. It has got beautiful cinematography, has some of the best looking shots in the series. It looks like autumn, like fall. I think it does have some of the best camera angles, direction. The music is really good. And I think John Carpenter also made the music for this movie too. Great score. Beautiful score. I appreciate the Corey Cunningham character. I like the character. I like how it's different. Yeah, it does feel like fall when you watch it. It's a great looking movie. The Corey Cunningham character, I like the character. He's a good character. You feel bad for him. You're wondering, like, is he going to turn evil? And then when he gets to that level where he is becoming psycho, there is still that sympathy there where you're like, man, he was a good kid, but then he became, who he becomes in the movie. The idea, the whole Christine thing, the whole him trying to learn from Michael Myers, I personally like that stuff. That was new. That was different. That was refreshing. And I like the Halloween 3 font they used for the opening credit. I like the opening credits. The opening scene was shocking and crazy. The gore and practical effects are pretty decent for what they are. I think Laurie has some good scenes with Corey Cunningham. Some of the dialogue was pretty decent from her. And I think overall it was just a really different movie. And I do appreciate that because we could have gotten that generic, Michael Myers going up to Laurie. It's 4 years later or whatever. He's all looked like a zombie, goes up to the house. It's her versus him for an hour and a half. That's what we all expected. But here's the thing. We've seen that before. A little movie called H2O. We've seen that before. And I like that in this movie, they were like, well, we've already done that before. We've already seen like 12 movies of Michael Myers. Well, really 11 because 3 didn't have Michael Myers in it. But we've already had like 11 movies over 10 films where Michael Myers is going around, chase people down, killing them. Same old, same old, same old. Let's take this story in a different direction. I do appreciate that. It took a lot of guts to do that because, to put a new character, Corey Cunningham, and make him the lead and make the whole movie rest on his shoulders, that is a lot of pressure on that actor. And he pulled it off, man. He pulled it off. He did a great job acting-wise. He was not a bad actor. And for those saying he was a horrible actor or whatever, I don't understand that, and I disagree. That, to me, I would never understand people saying he's a bad actor. No, he's a great actor. And he was a good character. The look of Michael Myers. The moldy, broken down, barely alive Michael Myers. Though you could say he didn't do anything in the movie that much, I like the fact that after Halloween Kills, this man, you guys got to understand, he has broken bones. He had his fingers blown off. He got shot 1,000,000 times. Knife stabbed into him. Pitchfork stabbed into him. He is going to be a little bit run down. It's just kind of how it is. He was shot to hell. And I kind of like the idea of a Michael Myers who is kind of broken down. And Corey Cunningham kind of reignites the flame in Michael Myers. I dig that shit, man. I really do. There's some creative stuff in this movie. So I would say overall, to me, it's a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Does it have dumb shit? Yes. It has cringe, awful stuff. But there is another side of me that says it's very creative. It's very new. It's very refreshing. It's very well shot, directed. Music's great. Good kills. Some good body count there. Corey Cunningham, cool character. I don't mind him putting the mask on. Although I have one other question for you guys. This is going to be more in the negative part of the video. But Laurie is going to kill herself in the movie. And she waits for the door to get open. And she goes, "You thought I was going to kill myself?" And shoots Corey Cunningham down the stairs. And she's not surprised when she unmasks Corey Cunningham. She's like, "Oh, you came here to kill me? So go ahead and do it." How the hell did Laurie Strode know that Corey Cunningham was in that costume? She might have known that he had dark, the eyes, the darkest eyes, whatever. She might have thought he was a little bit weird, and maybe he had a little bit of evil in him. But for her to know that he was coming after her, how? How did she know that? But besides that, everything else I liked. It's a very well shot movie. It's a good throwback to a lot of classic movies. Reminds me of Christine a little bit, but you know, I don't mind that. I like Christine, so it's whatever to me. Yeah, pretty much my thoughts are I give it a 7 out of 10. I'd rank the other two a little bit higher than this one, but I do think Halloween Ends is a pretty good movie for what it is. It's very different. Very different. And a lot of fans were wanting different. And then when they got different, they're like, oh, I just don't like this because it's stupid. Why would this happen? I'm like, no, I understand, Alaskan. I'm sorry. I don't mean to spoil it. I don't want to. It's just kind of hard for me not to. You know, there's a lot to talk about here. But, hold on. Just checking something real quick. But yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's, for what it is, it's very creative. And a lot of the fans were saying, hey, we want something different. Well, you know, got something different. It's not a generic movie, that's for sure. But I'm going to try and post the link in the chat. I don't know if it's going to work from here. You guys maybe let me know if you guys can see that. I'm going to check on my phone real quick and see if you guys can see it. Can you guys see that link? I put it there. So the link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come in and hang out and talk Halloween Ends, we can. And I can hear your guys' opinions on it. We'll be chilling for a while. I'll probably stay live till about maybe 10. We'll see. Oh, it did work because somebody's in here. How's it going, Colt? How you doing?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
Hope I didn't scare you too much with my my passion and opinion.
No, I agree with a lot you had to say. There was a lot of cringe in that movie, I'll have to say. But overall, I'd have to agree with you. It was pretty good. The fact that they did go a whole different way with it is the reason why I like it a lot. A lot of the fans were expecting the same old. They went right, they went left, and it was like, oh, I was not expecting that. I do have a question.
What's up?
With the ending, do you think it would have been better if they took him out and everyone came out and realized he was dead, and every single person either stabbed him or they lit him on fire?
I don't know. For me, like my ending, I just would have had the granddaughter come in and cut his head off. I'm not really sure if I would have had him like paraded like that. I think it would have just like my ending would have been like Lori, she's dying, she's getting ready to die because she's bleeding out. Michael's bleeding out, but he's like immortal, sort of. So,
oh my God,
he gets back up. He's getting ready to kill her. He's bleeding everywhere, and the granddaughter comes in and just cuts his head off with an axe or something like that. Because that's what happened in H2O.
Yeah, it was Resurrection. The one that you said, the one I cannot stand, was Resurrection.
Yeah, because that's the movie that did that, where they're like, "Oh, that wasn't Michael; it was a paramedic."
Yeah, I hated that. That was so stupid. But honestly, I would have had it in very worse fashion than if you wouldn't have liked that. I would have had them bring his body out and then tie him on like a giant wooden stick, like a cross stick, and burn it. I would have had them burn him, because then that would have sent a statement. That would have sent a statement. Like, okay, we're done with these games. Because
yeah, and it would have been a callback to one of the it was a Halloween 2 where he got burned.
Yeah, Kills when he was getting out of the fire too, because Kills he was getting out of the fire. But yeah, I would have had him burn him, like, just to set a statement, because I'm kind of iffy with it because I don't like the ending, like how you said. At the same time, it makes sense that everyone would come out, because that, like, Michael Myers tormented that town for 40 plus years, and it would make sense for every single person to either get a lick in for the person he killed in their family, like a daughter or a mom or a dad, or you get the drift, and everyone eventually gets their satisfaction, like, oh, the person who caused me all this suffering is now dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
But again, I don't. It's 50-50 with me because I don't like it. Because, like, why did they all come out? Like, how did they all know? How did every
How
single
they all
person
know, and how are they all okay with it?
like, oh, he's just dead. Let's just put him on top of a car and drive. What? Let's
It's
just
like, yeah,
stop
he
traffic.
did do some crazy stuff. He murdered a lot of people, but I don't know if they would like all be okay with a human being being thrown into a meat grinder in front of their eyes.
They did. They were like, that's some good hamburger meat right there.
I guess evil dies tonight.
I did like how she was kind of narrating it through like the book. If you kind of caught that, I don't know if you did, because there was times where like she'd be typing in her novel or her book, and then she's saying it through the audience. So we're like, oh, she's talking about like it through the book point of view, and I kind of like that. I like the difference that was.
Yeah, me too.
I will say, out of the three, it is the worst. Out of the reboot and then Kills and then this was the worst. And then I think Kills was the second best. I think Kills was the best, then the reboot, and then that one.
Yeah, for some reason I've grown to really like Halloween Kills. I would say it. Yeah, definitely 2018 and Kills are better. They're much more like tied together, whereas like they're both equally like a good pair. And then this one's it's a good movie. It's just like not quite what the trilogy was, going towards, but
they did what Halloween 3 kind of did. Like, they just went in their own direction and said, screw it, because there was a lot of things that didn't get answered. Like, why didn't they do anything with the house? Why did he go back in the house? Why didn't she care about her daughter being murdered?
Yeah, that was really shocking to me.
What happened to have that happen? Because there was paramedics out there. Her daughter was out there, but she just went in the house, and no one expected, oh, Michael might come back. He might have just killed everyone. No one go check the house.
Yeah, it's like you guys didn't have anybody guarding that house because you guys know it's the Myers house.
And then I did notice in the beginning of the movie, it did say they destroyed the house. So what I'm guessing was it took the 4-year jump because they destroyed the house, and he probably, like you said, he had to go into hiding because of how messed up he was, and he didn't have his home. So, yeah, the dude got shot like 5, 6, 7 times, got stabbed, got a pitchfork to the back, took a beating. Of course he's going to survive the fire. Of course he's going to be banged up, bruised. He's going to be like, I'm old, man. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, he was already old to begin with, and the fact that he got his fingers blown off and all the other stuff happened to him, I think, really drug that character down. But I liked how that one part where he's stabbing that guy, but he's like really struggling to. But the more he stabs, the more he gets into it, and like it kind of makes him, it kind of gets the blood going again,
Right.
He then starts to get stronger because they even said that in Kills. The more he kills, the more he transcends. So the more he kills people, the stronger he'll get.
I did notice that because in the end of Kill, he just went on a rampage and just started murdering everyone.
Yeah, which I like that. I also didn't mind the idea that Michael can kind of look into your soul in a way, because he looked into Corey's eyes and seen his whole past, and I thought that was really interesting. That's never been done before. So I'm guessing he can look deep into basically your past, your thoughts, I guess, which is really interesting.
And I did like how he said when Corey was getting killed by Corey Laurie, he said, you should have accepted the evil that was inside of you. And I was like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah. You know, and I also thought about this too, like last night. This movie is pretty deep. It gets you thinking. All of the people that were affected by Michael Myers the most were the ones that obsessed about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dr. Loomis spent his entire life obsessed with Michael Myers. Laurie Strode spent her entire life hiding, obsessed with Michael Myers coming back. The doctor guy from the first movie who stabbed the sheriff, he was obsessed with Michael Myers. And Corey Cunningham was so inspired and so like wanting to be like Michael Myers. So I do like that. I like that it's really deep. It's like, well, Laurie does certain things Michael Myers does as well. She'll disappear sometimes. Like that scene where they're talking by the staircase, she disappears in that scene. And I wonder if that's what they're meaning by that is like Michael kind of has a little piece in certain people, and certain people kind of pick up little things from him.
Right. And who knows? Because, you know, we don't know what could happen. You know, it it's most likely the end of Halloween. But they could reboot it again with Laurie as the killer, because she even said everyone has a little evil in them. Everyone has a little Michael Myers in them. And Corey even told her, like, you should have gave in to the evil when you seen it in his eyes. So I'm guessing if they really want to do it again, they're gonna have Laurie be the killer.
Yeah, I heard about theories about that. I've heard about the granddaughter maybe doing something like that. And then I heard that the granddaughter might be pregnant with the baby or something like that.
Well, I wonder if they use protection.
I don't know.
I didn't see no rapper.
Corey was crazy. He didn't need that.
He said, I can pull out. Doesn't pull out. Oh, I'm on birth control.
But I do wonder if she's going to like, if her baby is going to be like Corey. If that's what they do in the next movie. If they do another movie.
Right.
Guarantee it'd be called Halloween Reborn. Halloween Returns. That's what the theories are, though, that she might be pregnant and she'll have Corey's baby.
And this is going to be an evil Michael Myers. Like an evil Corey.
Yeah, you could
Michael
have him
Myers.
where he finds the mask, puts the mask on, carries on the Michael Myers stuff. It's really
in a different town. It'll be in a different town because remember, she left.
Some say it's stupid. To me, I find it to be interesting because it's like no other Halloween movie's done that before, I really do think it's different. I think the only other movie that's tried to do something like that was like the Rob Zombie movies, where they suggested that, people can kind of go crazy whenever and they can kind of spread to people and stuff.
I gotta still watch the Rob Zombie ones. Those are those two, and like the 2000 whatever one was after the Rob Zombie one. It was before the 2018 one.
I think you'll like them. I think you'll appreciate them because they're good. They're just really Rob Zombie. Yeah.
Yeah. I've came in a couple of times when my parents were watching. I was like, oh, that's she is getting R word and he is a beaut. Oh, like when the dad said something about the daughter, I was like, okay, this is Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, those movies are definitely the dialogue, man. It's hard to get through those movies. Like Rob Zombie writes crazy stuff.
Rob Zombie is crazy. Oh, I told your brother when we were watching it, when like it cuts like to the sewer, I was like, what is this? Are we going, is the clown popping up? Is it coming in this universe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as soon as I seen when I seen the body getting dragged into the sewers, I was like, it?
I'm like, it? Are you here, bud? Did you get tired of being bullied?
Can you imagine if like at the end of the credits you heard a Jason sound effect at the end of the Halloween Ends credits?
Don't tease me like that, bro. I've heard that Jason might be getting a new movie next year or the year after, and I'm praying.
Supposedly him and Freddy Krueger are supposed to be getting new movies soon.
I'm praying to God they do, because I need another Jason movie in my life.
Yeah, man, it would be really cool to see Jason come back. It'd be really easy to do too, because you just have to make it a good slasher. Just worry about the boobs, blood, the mayhem.
It's so easy to do Jason. All you gotta do is have a lot of horny teenagers go in the woods. A couple of them try to have sex. Jason comes up. He goes, "You should have waited till marriage." Dead.
Yep.
I kind of feel like these slasher movies, because Michael was kind of the same way a little bit, like in the older ones. Like he would come up when people were having, you know what, and would kill him. I'm feeling like they were trying to tell teenagers, wait, don't do it until you know it's the right time.
Yeah, a lot of teens from back in the day were saying that those movies like made them not want to do that stuff.
The movies made them stay a virgin till marriage.
Yeah, I don't want to die from Jason.
They're like, I want to stay a virgin till I'm married. I don't want to die by Jason. I want another Jason movie so
pros
good.
and cons are from Halloween Ends though, like your things you like, things you didn't like.
I would say cons for sure. You pretty much nailed a lot on the head. The dialogue wasn't the best. The cringe flirting from both Lori and the cop, and then the granddaughter and Corey was just cringe. Michael not being in the movie as much as he should have been. You know, not a lot of kills by Michael. I think he had two.
He only had two.
I was like, movie. He had two. Yeah, he had the chick, and then he had Corey technically because he snapped his freaking head.
Which was unexpected. I did not see that coming. I was like, oh, Corey's gonna. No. Oh, no, he gone.
Because I could have sworn, I thought he was reaching for the knife, not his foot.
Yeah, me too.
But whatever he was reaching for didn't end well for him.
Pros. Like, that's how you know you failed the test. Michael Myers is like, you didn't pass.
You failed. Dead. I would say the cons for me was not cons, but some of the pros, like you said, the shots, best shooting I've ever seen for a Halloween movie. The kills were pretty good. They weren't as good as kills, but I thought they were pretty good. The stomp, the one where he just killed the doctor, he was just going ham. The knife one where he just stabbed her and like just left her hanging there.
Yeah. Classic.
There was a lot of the tongue one. Oh my god, that tongue one.
That was a little gross out. I didn't expect that happening either.
He freaking bashed his head in.
Yeah, it really bothered me because his jaw was hanging off. That I don't know. That looked really like creepy for some reason.
The jaw, and he just said, "Oh, you don't want you tongue gone." Like, oh,
yeah. Yeah, that was really crazy. How would your series now? New trilogy included. Colt, what would you say is some of your favorites and least favorites of the franchise? Like, how would you rank your franchise? I think you've seen a good amount of them, right? You've seen pretty much all of them.
I've seen them all besides the Rob Zombie and that one that was after the Rob Zombie. Not the one for the reboot, but like there was a weird one like right in the middle. I would probably go with the original, obviously. The original was good. And then 2.
Ooh, okay. Putting Halloween 2 up there. Nice.
Halloween 2 is good, really good in my opinion. Then I would put 4.
Okay.
And then it's hard. I haven't watched them in a minute, but I'm trying to think. I'd put 4. I don't know where to put 3 because 3 was so different and so weird.
It was out of nowhere. You're like, wait a minute. Where's Michael?
I did. I was like, where the frick's Michael? He's not even in this movie. What is this? It was still a good movie. I'm going to put 3 kind of towards the bottom, not because it was bad, it was just because it was the most random one. 1, 2, and then 3 at the bottom. Then I'll put 4. Then I'm gonna honestly put Kills. I'm gonna put Kills.
Kills?
I'm putting Kills up there because I really like Kills. Kills
Yeah.
was really good in my opinion. And then I'm gonna put the Reboot. I like the Reboot a lot too. And then I'll put 5. 5 was another iffy one that I was kind of like, eh. It was okay. And then after 5 was H2O, right? Or was it 6?
The one with the blue cover, 6.
So 6. I'm gonna put
Where it had the
H2O.
cult stuff in it and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna put H2O, and then I'm putting 6. No, I'm putting Ends, then 6, then Resurrection. Well, 3, then Resurrection. Resurrection was the worst. That one was so stupid. I stand by that. That one was dumb. I couldn't.
Oh, we all know the pain there.
I watched that and I was just like, so the whole point of H2O was she thought she killed him just for him to come back and kill her. I was like, why?
Yeah, basically.
Just to get his comeuppance.
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do. I think with Resurrection, they were just trying to make a sequel and make money. They were just like, yeah, we need
They
more.
did. And then
More sequels.
the 2 Rob Zombies and that weird one that I haven't watched yet are still undecided yet.
Okay.
So. But Kills, I don't know. Kills has stuck out to me a lot.
Yeah, when I rewatched it right before it ends, I was like really impressed by it. It was just, had a lot of crazy death scenes and Michael Myers was kind of
The ending alone was just mwah, like him just going psycho. And just him going, oh, you think that you can beat me? You're wrong.
I love how just like it feels like a John Wick scene. He's just fighting them all.
And Kills had a decently. I liked a lot of the kills and pun. The one weird one though, that's saying Kills was the fact that the one chick, the nurse, the chick that was dressed up as a nurse, who was ironically a doctor, said, "Give me the gun. I know how to shoot this thing." And then Michael comes up and starts killing everyone, and she's shooting and missing every shot. And I'm like, you said you knew how to shoot this thing. Then Michael kicks the door, spins the gun around, she shoots it and shoots herself in the face. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like that.
I think that had the biggest body count out of all the movies was probably the Halloween Kills.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one, the end of the movie alone had more kills than Halloween Ends.
He also killed 2 kids in the reboot. He killed the freaking kid in Halloween. Then he killed the other one in Kills.
Yeah.
I was like, he killed kids?
Everybody's like, Michael doesn't kill kids. He's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, the first one surprised me because I was like, oh, he don't kill kids. And he just strangled the one. I'm like, oh my God, he's strangling a fucking kid. That's a child.
Yeah. I mean, he did spend a little bit of time trying to kill the little girl in Halloween 4 and 5, but he never really did get to kill her.
Oh yeah, like her wasn't it Lori's sister technically?
I think it was her daughter or something.
Yeah, something like that. Like her other, now that she has 2. How many daughters does she have now?
Dude, she literally has so many alternate kids. It's weird.
Yeah, because nothing's canon besides. There's the only thing that's canon is Halloween, the reboot, Kills, and Ends. Those are the only ones that are canon now, which I think is so stupid.
Yeah, it is weird because I guess technically the only ones that really happen now are 2018 Kills and Ends. That's the main storyline right now. They wiped out 2, 4, 5, 6, all that stuff. H2O, all of it.
They should have just wiped out Resurrection.
Oh, I don't think anybody would have had a problem with that. That's a movie that, like, Like, see, like honestly, nowadays I might sound like I'm a pretty negative guy, but I do try to give a lot of things chances. And every time I watch Resurrection, I'm like, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. And I'm just like, no, man. It's just not a well made movie, man. It's just a very weird entry because it's an entry that doesn't even really focus about Laurie Strode through most of it.
It was so bad. I did not like it.
I guess my ranking would be I would definitely put up there.
Yeah, what's yours?
My favorites. It's kind of hard to rank because the first four I love them all, but Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 3's after that for me. I put that really high up there. It's not a Michael Myers movie, so
Right.
So I would put 1, 2, 4, 3, then probably Kills, 2018, then Halloween 5, and then probably Ends, and then Halloween 6, and then Rob Zombie's Halloween, then H2O, then Resurrection, then H2. Because those are like H2 Resurrection are, I would say H2O, Resurrection, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 are like my down their least favorites, but everything else is pretty much like.
I heard the second one of the Rob Zombies was really bad. Obviously, Resurrection's garbage.
It's very weird, man.
Because I think he talks in it, doesn't he?
And the second Rob Zombies one, yeah, he talks, and you see his face for the whole movie. He just has a giant beard. He's a homeless guy.
I know. I didn't like. I remember a little bit of that, but yeah, I forgot. You don't really like H2O.
Not really. It's never really been my movie. I mean, for a lot of people that love Scream, like if you're a huge Scream fan, you'd love it. But I like Scream. I just think that I just didn't know how I felt about them like trying to make Michael Myers in the Scream.
Right.
And the guy that put Michael Myers in that movie, I thought was a little weird. And like the masks, man, the mask kept changing to the whole movie.
Yeah, the mask did change, but I don't know. I just really liked it for some weird reason. I was like, it wasn't the best, obviously, but it was decent.
The ending was cool.
Mm-hmm.
She cut off his head.
And then it was not Michael Myers.
When I first seen that movie, that did shock me. I was like, "Whoa!" And then I was like, "Wait a minute, they made another one?"
And then, psych, it was an imposter.
Yeah, I don't get it though, because she hit that guy at the car and he still was alive.
Yeah, he freaking ate a car.
Yeah, and it's like, no, he's just a human. I'm like, he actually got hit by a car going like a van going full speed. I'm like, that's not a normal guy. Whoever that guy is, there's something supernatural going on here. He's a super soldier from Marvel, I guess.
He said, I want to eat this car even though I'm a human. Think. It was just weird. I didn't like Resurrection. Just did not sit. I was just like, you even seen it when we were watching. I was just like, I'm not liking it.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when we was in the theater and we was watching and like I was like, oh god, at the end of that movie?
Yeah, I was like, I checked on you a couple times because I heard you go. I was like, uh-oh, he's angry.
I don't know, man, just weird ending. I was like, why?
It was even before the
all
ending.
doing this.
It's like we're all gonna touch him and throw him into this trash compactor. And your brother even said it. I was kind of expecting it. I thought he wasn't gonna die and he was gonna grab Lori and just drag her with him.
That's what a lot of people theorize, is that he was gonna grab her and throw her into the meat grinder with him.
I was like, she's dead. I'm like, it's like when she was throwing him off, I'm like, she's gonna die. She's dead. She's gone. She's gonna die. Didn't happen. I was like, they really just did that? I need explanation. They messed him up though in the end. Like I was surprised. She messed him up.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. She like slit his throat and then slit his arteries. I was like, that's interesting.
Slid the throat, slid the wrist. I was like, oh my god, he's losing a lot of blood. That was a lot of blood. But overall, I thought it was good. It had its problems, but it seems like every movie has its problems nowadays.
Yeah. No movie's perfect. I really appreciated how different this one was, though, because really, there's no other Halloween movie that's taken this kind of approach to it, which is really interesting. Like I was even
Agreed.
sitting there, I'm like, man, I have never seen a Halloween movie this like different before.
They went
It really
left.
reminded me of Jason Goes to Hell, where it was just really out there, you know.
I don't care what anyone says. There's only one bad Jason, in my opinion, and it's 8. 8 is the worst of the Jason franchise.
How's it going, Corey? Yeah, part 8 I was never really a big fan of.
1 was perfect. 2 was perfect. 3, 4 were perfect. 5 was perfect. I don't care what anyone says. 5 was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. 5's great.
I have seen
hate because of the ending. And I'm like, bro, Roy's over here putting Jason to shame sometimes.
he got some dope kills, a lot better than Jason's.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
dude's creative. He killed someone with a flare.
Right. I'm like, that's creative.
You know how hard it is to kill someone with a flare? How the hell do you do that?
Well, how he did it.
Yeah.
6 was also good. 7 was also good.
Mm-hmm.
8 was boo-boo because it made no sense because of the ending, and Jason didn't go to Manhattan. He was on land for like 5 seconds. It felt like he was on a boat. It should have been Jason on a boat. It should have been Jason goes on a boat.
Jason on a cruise ship.
9, I don't care. It was good. They got that from the comics because the man can shapeshift. The man can go in people's bodies.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't care. And X. Everyone hates it, but now everyone loves it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
It was supposed to be bad, but it
I
was
also like the remake. I gotta show you the remake still, but I liked it.
I still haven't watched. So I found out with Jason, there's only 3 films that are not canon in his movies. Can you take a guess on which 3 they are?
What is it?
Because there's 3 movies in the Friday the 13th that are not canon.
Oh, really?
Yes. Can you? I want to see if you can get them. Which 3 are not canon?
I'd imagine probably is Freddy versus Jason one of them?
Yes, Freddy vs. Jason is one of them.
Jason X.
Jason X is another one.
And then Jason Goes to Hell.
Nope, that is canon.
Oh. Part 8?
Canon.
Oh. Maybe the remake?
It's the remake.
Okay.
1 through 9 is all canon. X is not. Remake is not. And Freddy vs. Jason is not because they nerfed him in Freddy vs. Jason so bad.
He was so different, too. Like, he went from Kane Hodder's size to a 7-foot tall dude.
He went from you to almost.
Yeah, basically.
I'm going to kill you, Freddy. Go back here.
I to take belt from you.
I do. Like Kane is Jason. Kane is so good as Jason.
I was saying that for a while. I wanted to see Kane play Jason. The wrestler Kane.
Oh, that'd be weird. But did you know, I think it was yesterday, the original dude who played Jason, I think in 2 and 3 died yesterday?
Yeah, Ted White. Yeah, he passed away.
Ted White. When did Kane step in? When did he start playing Jason?
He played Jason from part 7 to Jason X.
Oh wow, he was kind of late to the party.
Yeah, what's funny is that he was in part 9, but he was barely in part 9.
Yeah. I thought he was in 4. Who played Jason in 4?
Ted White, the guy that passed away.
So he played him up till 7?
I think it was a bunch of random guys that played Jason, and then Kane Hodder was the first guy to play Jason a lot of times.
Okay.
And he also came back for the game too. He did all the motion capture.
I'd hope. I missed that game. That game should never have ended.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that one day they can
update it.
Yeah, update it or make a sequel. Call it The Game Part 2 or something.
Jason the Game Part 2. The one that didn't get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Who won the lawsuit? Because it's over. Did the director win it or did the other guy win it?
I think the writer won the lawsuit. I'm pretty sure they came to agreement. And so now they both kind of own a little slab of the right, which is so strange because I didn't know they were doing that lawsuit at all until the game got made, and then they went through controversy. But I didn't even know they was like having beef because they were like really cool to each other in interviews and stuff like that. So it surprised me that they were struggling.
It was weird. They were like, "Okay, I want Jason. No, I want Jason. Well, we're gonna sue each other."
Well, one guy's like, I wrote the movie, and the other guy's like, well, I directed.
And aren't they both of them probably like super old anyway?
And they're really rich. They're already rich. Some over here like, you guys are already millionaires. So
my question is for you. Out of the big 4, Leatherface, Freddy, Michael, and Jason, who, in your opinion, is the king of slashers?
Probably Jason. I'd say it's probably my favorite. I like Leatherface a lot too.
I thought Leatherface was your favorite though.
It's kind of hard. Because I like Leatherface a lot. I like Michael a lot. I like Jason a lot. My 3 favorites.
And Freddy's Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy's great too.
Freddy's just like chilling, like making fun of everyone. Freddy
to me has the best franchise because I love a lot of those movies from that franchise. Like I love them a lot.
Mm-hmm. If you had to rank them out of the 4, who would you put first? Who would you put last? And like your enjoyment of like the character.
Definitely Jason is 1, Leatherface is 2, Michael is 3, and then Freddy is 4.
That one surprised me.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. I do like them all though.
Yeah. I'd have to probably go Jason. Honestly, I'd go Jason, Freddy, Michael, Leatherface. Because Freddy's
I gotta
just
try some of the sequels, man.
I have all the freaking Elm Street movies. You gave me like your old copies. I just haven't had a chance to freaking watch them. I've watched, I think, 1 and 2.
Oh, definitely check those out. Part 3, The Dream Warriors, is great.
I heard 3 is like the best one.
It's probably my favorite.
But who would you say would be the other big 4 of horror? So you got obviously the 4 mainland ones, but if you had to pick, who would be the other 4?
Probably Hellraiser, Chucky. I'm pretty sure I'm leaving out some of the big ones, but definitely Chucky, definitely Hellraiser. I want to say the Tall Man from Phantasm and Candyman too.
See, I think me and you had like pretty much the same thing. Besides Tall Man, I had Chucky, uh, Candyman, um, Pinhead, and I had Scream.
Oh yeah, Scream. I forgot about Ghostface.
Like when you see horror, you think of them a lot. Like, and it's not even I'm not even trying to be disrespectful to like The Fly or The Thing or like all those other ones that were like before a little bit. Like, were they before them or a little bit after?
Some of those were, yeah.
Because when you think of horror, you think of Jason, you think of Michael, you think of Freddy, you think of Leatherface, you think of Ghostface, you think of Pinhead, you think of Chucky, you think of Candyman, you think of you think of like all these guys, Pinhead, and the reboot of Pinhead I heard has been really, really good.
Yeah, it's been getting great reviews.
So that's something I'm excited to check out.
Yeah, me too. I heard it was pretty good. I didn't hear that Jeepers Creeper was pretty good though.
Oh God, I always forget about the Creeper. The first two were so good, and then 3 and 4 were just bleh.
Oh God.
My friend watched 4 and she said it is worse than 3.
Oh shoot, really?
Yeah, my friend said the CGI was so bad in 4 it made her just cringe. I'm like, is it Thor: Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange bad? And she said worse. Oh, I'm like, no, it can't be worse. It's worse. I was like, the floating Jeepers Creepers, nah. That's one horror franchise that, obviously 3 and 4 were god awful, but I kind of wish would get another reboot and like kind of stick with like the original because the first 2 are really good. Like, I remember watching Jeepers Creepers like as much as 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, I've been hearing about a possible new Final Destination as well, which I'm a pretty big fan of that series too.
I'm kind of the opposite. It's kind of like Saw to me. I wish it would die.
Yeah, they made way too many Saw movies.
I didn't understand the concept of Final Destination. I didn't really get into it. Like I seen the first one, I was like, "Ooh, okay, that was cool." Then I seen the second one, I was kind of like, "Eh." Seen the third, I was kind of like, "Eh." I was like, it's weird. I was like, I just don't like it. I just couldn't get into it. It's kind of like I said, it's like Saw. It needs to die, and so does Annabelle.
Evil dies tonight.
Tell your wonderful people what you found.
What I found
with the thing that you showed me, the Annabelle things.
Oh.
Tell these wonderful people.
Well, there's one about Turd. You mean Amityville?
Yeah, I don't know why I said Annabelle. Yeah, tell your wonderful audience what you found with that.
Yeah, we found all the upcoming Amityville movies. There's a couple that's come out, like Amityville in the Hood, Amityville in Space, Amityville Pooh, The Killer Turd.
2.
Killer Pooh 2, the Amityville Pooh, whatever it's called. I don't know.
There's no 1. There's just 2.
Yeah, they skipped part 1.
And what was the worst one that you found?
Probably that, because the poster looked like it took like 5 seconds to make.
That, and there was another one that you found that was really bad, the vibrator one.
Oh God. There's just too many of those dang movies.
There is. But I'm probably gonna jump off here, man. That was a nice talk.
Yeah. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Oh no, thanks for having me.
It's no problem. It's really fun. Thanks for talking with me about Halloween.
No problem. Thanks for pretty much getting me the ticket for Halloween.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
Much appreciated.
It was fun watching it with you guys.
Agreed.
I'm glad we all walked out and thought it was good. We were all like, yeah, that's pretty good. All the Halloween fans like, no, it wasn't.
We get stormed by a bunch of Michael Myers. You thought it was good?
It was not. It was not. We're like, guys, it's okay.
You're right. It's okay. But I'll be seeing you, man.
All right, see you later, Colt. You have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by.
You too, man.
Thanks. Alrighty, guys. Well, I will remain in the back. It'll just be offline from the stream. So if you guys want to come in the back and chill for a little while, you guys can. I'll also share this link out to some of my friends so we can chill in the back room. But if you guys want to hang out and talk, not live, but just in the back and chill and hang out and talk about maybe some Michael Myers back there or whatever. Talk about whatever, just hang out and chill. But yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching the stream, and I shall see you guys on the next broadcast. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.